Hunter, thank you for joining us in the studio today, mate. We really appreciate you giving us the time out of your busy schedule to have a chat with us. The first question we wanted to ask was, last year you played a mix of under 16s and under 18s, with this being your first season in the seniors. How have you settled in?
Yeah, I've settled in quite well. It's obviously the changeover is pretty difficult and pretty challenging for a lot of young players going up into, especially like being Premier Division, playing against sides like Wandon, Hillsville, and other talent clubs who are, always up for a fight and up for a big challenge. But yeah, I've settled in quite well first 3 games, so yeah, I think I've been, up to the task for it, and especially Woori's been such a great help with that transition over from junior footy, because I've been there through my whole career, so I've always been by my side through that.
Yep. Can you tell us some of your mentors at Woori Yallock?
Yeah, being at Woori Yallock, it's such a rich and proud club. Like there's a lot of people there, but from a playing group side, I think players like Benny Munkors, Cody Basoli, Geordie Williams, and I can name 10 more that have been not only through like the transition over from juniors, but since like when maybe Dad was coaching, like they've always been behind me and always there to teach me new things. And from an off-field side, like Brendan Donovan, Dad, Max McGrath, and like Dale Spencer have always been there for me and have been instrumental for my development.
Yep. Playing primarily off the halfback flank of the seniors, how do you find that role within the team?
Yeah, it's a very giving role, considering like you've got a lot of license to do a lot of things. Like you're able to run wherever you can to get the footy and able to like do a lot in defence. And yeah, it's a new position for me because I'm more up the ground through my whole junior career. So yeah, it was difficult at the start, but like I've settled in quite well to it. Like, and the senior boys have been backing me the whole way, and that's like the best thing in the world I can ask for.
How do you manage your workload when you're playing seniors at Woori, as well as being part of the Eastern Ranges, as well as the Vic Metro squad?
Yeah, I think there's no easy way to being like managing the workload. Obviously, like playing footy and having a lot of commits with the footy, and then outside of football, you got school and everything. Like I'm in year 11 this year, going through VCE. But I think the most important thing is probably just finding the time to separate yourself from it. Like I like to do a lot of things like outside of football, like going for walks, going for runs, everything, hanging out with mates and everything. And yeah, and that's how I manage my workload, because the best thing to do it from it is just get outside from it and not think too much about it.
With all the above in mind, tell us a bit about what a typical week looks like for you from a footy point of view at the moment.
So yeah, my typical week looks like on a Monday I'd be at Eastern for a recovery night from a game day on a Saturday, and then Tuesday we'd have the main training here at Eastern, and then on Thursday if I'm in the squad for Eastern, I'd be back here training for a captain's run, or I'd be up at Woori and yeah, playing for Woori that weekend.
Yep. Your family obviously has a rich history with Woori Yallock. Was there ever any question when you started playing that that's where you wanted to be and where you would play locally?
Absolutely not. I think from a very young age, it was like, I know it sounds cliche, but like it's an honour to put on the jumper, and like I've loved every minute at Woori, and like with Dad playing there, it was such a thrill to be playing there, and hopefully, and like I always had in mind that I would be playing with Dad, not knowing how old he was at the time, but yeah, it was always where I wanted to play. And like I went to school in Mooroolbark and everything, so a lot of my mates like played out down the line and everything, but I was always happy to make new friends up here and like play through my entire junior career at Woori.
Yep. What are some goals for your own games? Is there anything that you want to master or improve on?
Yeah, there's always things you want to improve on in your footy, and that's how I find the enjoyment in football. Like I think for me it's more of a contested game. So like getting around the ball, because for players who played on me and players who I've played with, they probably know that I'm a very outside player, and that's where my danger lies. And yeah, it's just like I think my contested, but other than that, like I'm always trying to find new things in my game that I can find and improve on and finer.
Long term, what's the ideal outcome? Is it to play AFL level?
Yeah, absolutely. The dream is always to play AFL, but I think, and the ideal outcome, but really the goal is to just like play as high level as I possibly can, because AFL obviously isn't for everyone, and like you've always got to have a backup option. So whether the goal is to play the highest level, whether at AFL or whether that's on a VFL or other state league programs, or even just play a successful local career. I think that's the goal. And like, because I want to look back on when it's all said and done in my career, I can look back and say, yeah, I'm proud of what I did, and yeah, I'm happy with how it outcome.
Yep. Hunter, thank you very much for joining us in the studio, mate.
Thank you so much.
Good luck for the season and the career ahead.
Yeah, thank you, Aidan. Cheers.